This guy impressed me a lot last couple fights, and I really believe like he can defend his title this Saturday. I think like Holloway is a great challenge. Last fight it was like extremely close. It was very close, like, and it's nothing personal for Holloway. It's like I love this guy. I love Max.
Conor is not hungry, and now what happened with his legs? Like never ever, never people come back, and never gonna be people on the same crime twice. Crime came only one time.
As the biggest MMA fight draws closer, Jon Jones and Khabib Nurmagomedov make completely opposite predictions. Jon backs Conor McGregor by knockout, while Khabib believes Max Holloway's pressure and durability earn him victory. Two legends disagree, leaving fans counting down to an unforgettable rematch.
Like, Max is very likely to win this fight. You gotta understand, nobody's ever come back into a weight class that isn't theirs and won. Historically, nobody has ever done that. Nobody's ever come back off of 6 years out and looked good in their next fight. Nobody's ever come back off of this leg injury, and we've seen it 3 times. Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva, and Corey Hill, and look good. So Conor's got to do something that no one's ever done.
Jon Jones praises Conor McGregor's comeback ahead of the Max Holloway rematch, calling him an absolute monster for never giving up. Jones says Conor has faced plenty of setbacks, but always finds a way back to the top. He believes that fighting spirit makes McGregor an inspiration and proves why he's still one of the most dangerous men in MMA.
Proud of Conor. I'm a massive fan. I think I will be for the rest of my life. You know, he has had a lot of struggles, ups and downs, just like I have, but he always gets back on his feet, which is a huge example for so many out there.
Alexander Volkanovski backs Max Holloway to fight smart against McGregor, saying Max won't rush in or underestimate him. However, Volk warns that Conor is still extremely dangerous, especially in the early rounds. He believes Max's patience and fight IQ could be the key, but McGregor's power always makes him a serious threat.
He's going to have big problems early, and I think Max is going to give him that respect and not let him land them big shots. So maybe we don't see him be as successful as he could be if Max was just like, he's done and just wanted to be quite aggressive. He could definitely give Max some problems. Max is going to be clever enough where we won't really see that, but I still think that Conor will be dangerous enough.
Conor McGregor sends a chilling warning to Max Holloway, saying he's fully prepared for war and doesn't care how Max feels. McGregor believes his presence alone forces opponents into mistakes. According to Conor, they either overcommit or back away in fear, and he says both reactions end badly once the fight begins.
Ready for war, so I pay no attention to how he is feeling or how he is going to feel. I simply enter the way I enter, and that is enough. They either overextend or they shrink away, but either way is not good for them.
Conor McGregor gives huge respect to Max ahead of their rematch, calling him one of the greatest veterans in the sport. He praises Max's incredible resume, saying he's fought the best and earned his place as a future Hall of Famer. But Conor isn't intimidated. He says this is the perfect chance to showcase his own level against an elite opponent, and he's excited to prove he still belongs at the very top of the UFC.
You know, all things. Who's the greatest featherweight? Who, you know, what's my skill level? Max is, and that's why I love Max as an opponent. He's fought so many people, and he's a very impressive body of work inside the octagon. He's for sure a future Hall of Famer, and you know, now I get to go in and showcase my level against, and I'm excited for it.
Max Holloway responds to the online talk about Conor McGregor by admitting Conor is still a dangerous fighter. He says you can never rule McGregor out because MMA is unpredictable, and a fighter can change tactics at any moment. Max warns that he's ready for every possibility, whether Conor chooses to strike or wrestle. Holloway says he's prepared for whatever comes inside the octagon and promises McGregor won't catch him by surprise when they finally meet.
And then I've been seeing, I don't know if you guys have been seeing on social media, but I've been seeing, Conor McGregor's game plan exposed and he's like shooting and grappling, so never say never, you know. We saw what happened in the Nate fight, you know, you get things good, he might change level, you know, at the end of the day. This is mixed martial arts, don't count it out, and I'm excited. If that's what you want to do, that's what we're going to go.
Islam Makhachev weighs in with a bold, shocking prediction of his own right now. He calls this matchup genuinely good for the sport's reputation overall, acknowledging Max Holloway as a genuinely tough opponent for anyone stepping inside that octagon. Despite respecting Conor's legendary status, Makhachev firmly believes Max ultimately wins this rematch. His prediction adds fuel to the growing divide among combat sports legends, with some backing McGregor's power and experience, while others like Makhachev trust Max's consistent activity and elite skill set to prevail when these two finally collide.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Big name for our sports, and but he have tough opponents. Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
Teddy Atlas breaks down exactly why this matchup fascinates him from a strategic perspective right now. He points out Conor specifically chose a legendary opponent, someone active, aging but still elite, a genuinely great striker with real experience against top competition. Atlas finds this selection particularly interesting, suggesting it reveals something about Conor's mindset returning from such a long layoff. His analytical breakdown shows why this rematch carries such weight, pitting a legend returning from years away against someone who never stopped competing at the highest level throughout that entire time.
That's number one. And then it's interesting when you look at who he picked. He picked a great fighter, a legend, a guy who's active, a guy who's getting older, obviously in Holloway, Max Holloway, but a guy who's a great striker, a guy who, has been active, and to come out of mothballs.
Renato Moicano makes a genuinely surprising, personal prediction admitting his true feelings right now. He says he's praying for McGregor to win this fight, explaining his reasoning honestly regardless of popular opinion. He calls Conor one of a kind, insisting he became the biggest star in this sport for legitimate reasons beyond just talking. Moicano praises his unmatched ability on the microphone, calling it genuine genius that elevated the entire promotion. His heartfelt prediction shows real nostalgia, wishing UFC could recapture that same electric energy Conor once brought consistently to every fight card.
I pray to God for McGregor beats him.
Wow, why?
Because you like McGregor or not, he's one of a kind. He was the biggest star in the sport for a reason. He's the best with the mic. I think that's genius. I want UFC to be like that again.
Dricus Du Plessis genuinely admires Conor's rediscovered hunger heading into this comeback fight right now. He acknowledges the lengthy time away, but insists that competitive fire never actually disappeared completely. Du Plessis sees real evidence in his body, his mindset, and his training intensity lately. He admits getting goosebumps watching this transformation unfold, calling it truly special witnessing Conor's return to elite form. His genuine excitement adds real emotional weight to this massive rematch, showing even current champions respect exactly what Conor represents returning to this sport after everything he's overcome.
He took time off and, a long time off, but, he still had that hunger. He always wanted to fight. And, he got that back. And now I can see it. You can see it in his body. You can see it in his mind. You can see the way he's training. I'm super excited. I mean, like I said, when I saw it, I got goosebumps. I went, Mystic Mac is back.
Max Holloway stays refreshingly grounded, refusing to jump to conclusions about this rematch's outcome right now. He insists they'll simply go out there, compete naturally, and figure everything out afterward rather than overthinking beforehand. Max acknowledges his own history at 155 pounds, understanding why so many people keep discussing this specific weight class matchup. His calm, measured approach shows genuine maturity heading into this highly anticipated fight, proving he's focused purely on performance rather than getting caught up in outside predictions and constant speculation surrounding this legendary rematch against Conor McGregor.
It happens, never say never, I'm not a guy that wants to jump to conclusions. We're gonna go out there, do what we do, and we figure out after that, if it's I have history with the champion at 155. A lot of people are talking about, even though this fight.
Dan Hardy breaks down the tactical risk wrestling poses for Conor heading into this fight right now. He explains wrestling requires massive energy expenditure without guaranteed success, especially against someone with Max's excellent takedown defense and genuinely dangerous guillotine chokes. Hardy warns wasting energy early attempting takedowns could backfire completely against Max's elite grappling awareness. His technical breakdown adds real depth here, suggesting Conor's game plan carries serious risk if he strays too far from his natural striking strengths against someone this well-rounded and defensively sound.
I think he always will have in the back of his mind that wrestling is just such a massive energy expenditure, and you're not guaranteed to have any success with it. Max Holloway's got good takedown defense and really, really good guillotines, which adds a different hurdle for Conor. The other thing as well is if you waste energy early in the fight trying to take him down.
Wade Plemons raises an interesting physical comparison between both fighters heading into this rematch right now. He points out Conor's frame carries decent muscle without being overly jacked compared to Max's slightly taller build. He recalls Max's younger, slender frame fitting easily into lighter weight classes previously, though weight cuts clearly affected him even at that level. Plemons suggests Max still looks capable of moving up another weight class entirely, raising genuine questions about size and strength advantages heading into this fascinating stylistic rematch between two legendary strikers.
For a guy that's 5'9", like Conor is, again, he's got some muscle, but he's not like insanely jacked here, versus a guy that's 5'11", and yes, Max when he was younger was a slender frame, so he could fit into 145 pretty easily, but you started to see how some of the weight cuts were affecting him at 145, and even at 55, he still looks like he could go up a weight class.
Conor McGregor sounds genuinely thrilled describing his long-awaited return to elite competition right now. He says it feels refreshing being back, admitting his body feels invigorated while his mind stays sharp and completely ready. McGregor embraces re-entering this brutal business as a ruthless fighter once again, expressing genuine excitement and happiness heading into this legendary rematch. His renewed hunger and confidence add real weight to predictions from legends like Jon Jones, who believes in his fighting spirit, while Khabib and Islam Makhachev lean toward Max Holloway's durability and consistent activity, proving decisive instead. As respected voices across the entire sport continue offering wildly different predictions, one thing stays absolutely clear: this rematch between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway has captured the imagination of the entire MMA world, with legends themselves genuinely divided over who walks away victorious when these two finally collide inside that octagon once again.
Joe, it's great to be back. It's refreshing to be back. The body is invigorated. The mind is sharp and fresh and ready to go. I'm ready to enter this brutal business as a ruthless fighter once again, and I'm very, very excited and happy.
Francis Ngannou gives Max Holloway huge credit ahead of his rematch with Conor McGregor, calling him one of the toughest fighters in MMA. Ngannou says Max deserves all the attention because his durability, movement, and fight IQ are on another level. He believes Holloway's ability to absorb punishment while continuing to perform against elite opponents is incredibly rare. Coming from one of the hardest punchers in combat sports, that praise carries real weight. Ngannou says Max has spent years proving himself against the very best, and that's exactly why he believes Holloway will be an extremely difficult challenge for McGregor.
A lot of attention, and it's quite impressive how durable he is. His movement and everything is quite impressive when you look at it very closely.
So there you have it, the full story laid out from every single angle. And two legendary voices in Jon Jones and Khabib Nurmagomedov have delivered their final, shocking predictions ahead of this massive rematch. Jones backs Conor McGregor completely, praising his fighting heart and remarkable ability to always find his way back from adversity. Khabib leans the other direction entirely, questioning Conor's hunger and believing Max Holloway's pressure and durability ultimately proved decisive inside that octagon. Respected voices like Chael Sonnen, Dan Hardy, and Francis Ngannou all add their own genuine insight, breaking down the history working against Conor's comeback, the tactical risks he faces, and Max's incredible durability built across years of elite-level competition. Meanwhile, Conor himself stays fully confident, promising he's ready for war and respects Max as a true legend, while still believing he'll prove his own level once again. One thing stays crystal clear though, this rematch has genuinely divided the entire MMA world, with legends themselves completely split on who walks away victorious. Stay locked and tight, because this saga is far from finished, and fight night can't come soon enough.